Hi my dear parents, welcome to the Light Voice Academy. My name is Pierre Duka, and in this video I'll be sharing with you 5 strategies to help our children overcome the challenges that come with choosing the right career path for themselves. Very important. Our children are facing difficulties. They get confused every time when they have to choose the right career path. So in this video I'll be sharing with you 5 strategies that will help you and your child to identify certain things that are important so that they can make it easy for themselves to choose the right career path. Things that are seriously that needs to be considered. Alright, let me see you inside the video right now. Let's dive straight to it. See you there. Come on, let's go. Hi my dear parents, in this video I'll be sharing with you the 5 strategies for overcoming career indecision and lack of guidance. Sometimes we find it very difficult, to help our children to choose that career path that is aligned with their interest and passion. All they know is just that they must just go to school and get educated. But we know the reality, the challenges that comes with this education, especially after matric. So whether your child is in matric, whether they are after matric, maybe they completed the matric, or maybe they are just in grade 8, anywhere between grade 8 and grade 12. Somehow they have to decide which career path to take. So this is the reason why in this video I wanted to share with you the 5 strategies that will help them to sort of choose the right career path. Alright, without wasting time, let's dive straight to it. In the very first slide here, you'll notice that it's only about 5 key strategies to assist your child with career indecision, making easy for them to decide. Alright, the very first one is identifying interest and passion. We have to help them to sort of identify their interest and their passion. Understanding and exploring of this interest and passion is very important, because if they choose a career that is not aligned with their passion and interest, most of the time they either drop out of college or university, or they find something that they like at a later stage. By then you probably paid a lot of money for them to get to the university, or maybe there are other challenges like access to tertiary education. Now because of maybe they couldn't pass well, or maybe they couldn't get the marks that they were looking for, so that on its own contribute for them to get to the university, and they end up choosing something that they don't like. But it's very important to identify their interest as well as their passion. The second one is alignment of skills and knowledge. It's important that they align skills and knowledge. All right, and then other activities that they can do to sort of search for their passion or their interest is actually like volunteering to working with somebody who's already in the field that they're interested in. In the previous days, we used to have things like youth clubs. In these days, I think we've got NGOs like or non-profit government. I know in Sharpeville there's a Kids Development Center, and there's Tiranga Kagiso in Bupilong. There's others. There's other NGO youth development centers that are available. So my suggestion would be let your child join some of these things. Usually their programs are like 2 months, 3 months, sometimes even a month, just for them to sort of search for the things that they're interested in. Sometimes this is where they can even pick up their talents, like singing, or maybe dancing, or talking. Communication, very important. You could find that maybe leadership skills, things like leadership skills. Yeah, so I'll actually advise that our children, they start joining those NGO youth development centers, such as Kids Development Center in Sharpeville. This is the one that I know. I used to be part of the Kids Development Center. I used to work there. All right, and then the second part is assessing skills and strength. It is important that we assess their strength and their skills, because usually we tend to focus more on their weaknesses, and then we ignore their strength. Very important that we look at their strength, and then we need to recognize their individual skills as well as strength. So there are ways that we can look at that. Sometimes even at a younger age, you can already see their skills and their strength. And then we focus on their strength, not actually only on their weaknesses. All right, and then evaluating both hard skills as well as soft skills. Hard skills usually the skills that they will get from a school, a proper school, or maybe a proper training center. But soft skills are those ones that they must learn themselves, such as communication, listening skills, presenting themselves, being able to participate in certain things like leadership skills. These are the things that are not being taught in school. So I usually say hard skills will actually help you to get to an interview because you've got a qualification. Usually the hard skills comes with a qualification. So with the qualification, you are able to get to an interview. But once you're inside the interview, this is when now your soft skills play a major role, because now this is now how do you present yourself, how do you communicate, or your listening skills, how do you present yourself well. These are things that are not being taught in school. So very, very important that we evaluate both hard skills as well as soft skills. If you can combine the two, then we've got something that can help our children to the next level. And then also personal strength and natural abilities. In one of my programs, I do have an assessment where we look at their natural abilities as well as their strength. All right, very, very important, assessing skills and strength. All right, and I also applying self-assessment tools and career quiz. I just mentioned that in one of my coaching programs, I do have an assessment to help them to sort of find their abilities and their strengths through these self-assessment tools and career quizzes. Okay, and then also seeking from teachers, coaches, and mentors or peers to gain external perspective on their abilities. Sometimes they listen to their coaches, their teachers. Maybe they keep on telling them that, hey, you know what, you've been doing great on that subject. You've been doing great. Maybe they've got some kind of a talent. Maybe your child is an athlete. Maybe they know how to sing. Because all these things, they play an important role. We shouldn't be only focusing on the academic side, but we must also look at their other abilities as well, especially natural abilities, the things that they are born with, because not all the things are being taught in school, unfortunately, but we need to combine all the skills and the knowledge as well as their abilities, especially natural abilities. So maybe you hear a teacher all the time recommending or talking about their abilities, natural abilities. So we must also take that to, or maybe they've got a mentor or a coach, that because coaches and mentors, they are able to pick up these things, actually be able to give you their report. All right, and the third strategy, the second point on the strategy is exploring different career paths. It is important that they explore different career paths, learn about a wide range of career options through research, because there's too many career paths, to be honest. That's where the confusion is. And when the mind is confused, chances are, if the mind is confused, it's difficult for us. We know what they say about a confused mind. You cannot think properly when you are confused. So we need to first sort of put them into a clear state of mind where eliminate confusion. We look at their strength, we look at their interest, we look at their passion, and then we link the knowledge. We find the knowledge and skills that will be aligned with these things, so that we choose the career path because you need that. You need to get that balance. Otherwise, if they only work on a career where they are not interested in, maybe the motivation is only making money. But if that's the only thing, chances are as soon as they start making money, they lose interest, because it's not something that they are that are key. It's not something that they are keen to do all the time. There's nothing that motivates them to wake up on their own. They have to find something, like in this case, if it's money that makes them to wake up in the morning and do this thing, chances are it won't last for long. Eventually, somehow, they will only be doing it for money. You know what they say about loving what you do and doing what you love. So that is very important. Okay, so that is conducting a research, because there's too many careers to choose from. Then conducting and also conducting informational interviews with professionals. Let them visit some of the professionals as soon as they have an idea, because this is basically what we do in coaching and in mentoring. We identify their strength, we identify their passion, and then we find professions or career paths that are aligned with their interest and passion. Then we sort of have, say, they are sort of the ones that are of their highest value, second value, third value, and this will be first career path, first career path choice, the first choice, second choice, third choice, and so on. But then we look at which one is mostly suitable to their career path, and then we do that by doing interviews. We get them to speak to certain professionals, and then so that they can guide them, especially once they identify the career path that they want to go for. Then utilize the use of online resources, documentaries, and books. Online resources are available, Banaviso. Online resources are available. We sometimes the internet that we are using, what is that they are using for? Are they using it for just social media and connecting with others, or are they using it for good purposes such as doing research, learning, and then also documentaries, to listen to watch documentaries that are aligned with their career path? There's some of them I think are available on TV, or maybe even on this TV. But even right now, through internet, you can go and search for these career paths, because most of them are available. What is important is that if you search, you will find good or bad. So let them search for the good stuff on the internet. Books also helps. You find people who have written books about these careers, or maybe something similar, or that is something that is related to whatever that they want to do. So let them go research, help them to research and find those type of books. The information is available, and we don't have an excuse. All right, and then the fourth one is actually setting realistic goals and expectations, because usually you realize that we do have short-term and long-term career goals. But when you look at long-term, sometimes long-term, makes people to feel overwhelmed. So this is the reason why you need to start, looking at the short-term while they are still in grade 8, grade 9, grade 10. Just before they reach to the level of matric, at least they've got a bigger picture as to which career to work on, and then we break it down into small part. Because sometimes if we look at it in a way that is quite big, it makes them feel overwhelmed already. It makes them feel like, hey, this may not be achievable. All right, so we talk about those things in coaching and in some of the programs that we are running. Okay, and then learn about educational requirements and skill development, as well as potential challenges in their chosen field, and plan accordingly. Very, very important that they learn about educational requirements. They must know what are the requirements for the field that they want to choose. Secondly, what skills development do they need? And the potential challenges, what are the challenges that could be there that can sort of obstruct them, that can sort of distract them, or maybe that can sort of be objections for them to reach their goal. Okay, and then once we identify all that, then we are able to plan accordingly, because we really need a plan. Okay, and then help them create a roadmap or execution for an execution plan for their career journey. Very, very important that we have a roadmap. We identify where they are now, where do they want to go, the destination, wherever they want to reach. Let's say in the next 2-3 years, 4 years, 5 years, if they're in grade 8 already, we know that what is the expectation for them to reach their goal at matric level. So we start working on the subject, we start working on the grades that they're supposed to, reach. As at the same time, we start identifying the skills that are necessary for them to reach that. Because like I said, academic only sometimes creates a lot of problems, because you only rely on, for them, they only rely on finding a job. But if they've got skills and then got academic, and then you join the two together, even if, let's say, somehow they find it difficult to find a job, but the skills on its own, they are able to maybe start their own businesses, they are able to maybe be turned into their entrepreneurs, they are able to turn their skills, help other people with their skills, and then in the process, obviously they make a living from that. Okay, very, very important. And then the importance of timelines as well, including educational milestone. This is the same thing that I just mentioned, that from grade 8 to 10, and then from 10 to say university, we've got timelines. We know that it usually takes up to maybe 10 years. They usually say 10 years is specifically for learning. After 10 years, this is now when you can decide. You feel confident about what you can do. You feel confident about the skills that you can share with the world. So now, but the learning process takes time. So we know and we are aware of that. Okay, so very, very important. Networking efforts, trying to get people that are in line, that are people with the same mindset, people with the same, in the same environment where they feel stronger, Not people who will criticize them all the time, people who identify the mistakes, where you want them to associate with people that can motivate them, that can inspire them. So lately, it may not be easy for them to find, but there are people out there who are still true leaders, who are still willing to give all their best, to help our children to succeed. All right, and then let's see, the last point there, strategy is actually seeking coaching, mentoring, and guidance. Very, very important that you seek guidance. Coaching and mentorship, very, very important, because we live in a world right now where our children, they've got everything. They've got all the assets that they need. They are brilliant, they are smart, the gold mine between their ears, which is the brain. That on its own is a powerful weapon that we all have. But we need somebody to tap into that, gather the right information, help them to sort of feed the mind with good stuff. Because, we live in a world that is full of negativity. Negativity is like weeds. Sometimes when there is nothing that comes in, or when there's a lot of space, this is where the weeds comes in. They grow by its own without by default. Negativity is like that, similar to that. So let's make sure that we feed their brains with something good, so that we just don't leave this, the space open. And then by doing that, if we leave this, the space open in their brains, this is where you invite negativity to take over. Right? So we need to make sure that we get them coaches, mentorship, and guidance. All right, let's look at some key points here. The value of coaching and mentorship, very, very important. As I just mentioned it, now we need somebody that can give them the direction, just can give them the light, because remember, on their own sometimes it's difficult. Because imagine if you have a child that is surrounded by negative people. I call them toxic people or poisonous people. So if your child is surrounded by poisonous people that are not wishing them good, people that are discouraging them all the time, so that on its own sort of have an impact. So we need to make sure even their friends, the friends that they choose, their peers, we need to find out, help them as much as we can to choose the right friends. So mentorship, that's where it plays a very right role, because you have a sort of a program that will lead them, and monitor their growth, monitor every step of the way. At the same time, coaching, very important. We've got coaches out there. This is where basically the Light Faith Academy plays a major role, because this is what we do. We help our children with all the resources and tools. We guide them as much as we can, so that they give them the right direction. This is the reason why we've got the Path to Light. Talk about the Path to Light, my book here, basically. The Path to Light, this is one of the reasons why we've got this book, The Path to Light, to give our children some light, because they need light. On themselves, sometimes it's very difficult. Second point here, connecting with mentors and coaches can provide insights. I just mentioned that, advice and real world experience. Because you get somebody who's already experienced, who already went through most of the things that they are still probably going to go through. So that on its own makes it easy, because you can already tell them that, okay, this direction, even though you've got a choice, the better choice could be this one, because if you take this route, chances are this could happen, Then coaching and mentorship offers invaluable wisdom, guidance, and support. Very, very important, even as a parent. As parents, supportive parents and guardians, we need to support our children throughout their journey of a career path, because, like I said previously, negativity is a major problem. This is the reason why sometimes they, by nail like in 2020 with the drugs, they give up easily because of they cannot find a way. The state of confusion, the more they get confused, the more difficult it becomes for them to survive or maybe to take the right direction. So we need to sort of remove them slowly from all this negative environment that they may find themselves. Okay, and then learning from someone who has navigated a similar career path can significantly has got the power to increase their chances of success, because all we want is to see them succeed. It's not that they owe us something, but it's our duty to make sure that we help them and support them to succeed. All right. One or two things that I still have to explain here. Maybe the last point there, the importance of building a genuine relationship and being open to learning from other experiences. Learning does not stop, Banabe. So parents, learning does not stop. Learning is a continuous process. It's very, very important. Building genuine relationship, creating a circle of the right people. Sometimes we need to sort of help them identify the right people. This is where coaching, like I said, coaching and mentoring comes handy, because now the resources that we provide, the guidance and the support that we give them is to make sure that they stay focused. We remove them from the negativity so that they focus, on the things that, because sometimes as parents we don't even have time. Or maybe you are a single parent, you are raising a child. Most of the time you are not even there, you don't know what happens. But if they've got a mentoring program or a coaching program, somebody who sort of now and then brings them in to say, hey Baba, let's check what is the problem, where are you now, how far are you, somebody to take them, for them to take accountability, for them to be responsible for their actions. So we need that. In the olden days, we used to have the camp. So we'll go to camp, and then in the camp you'll have people like leaders, guiding us and telling us about the life stories and sharing their experiences. And then we were prepared. We knew that what to expect. So we need to bring those type of things back. But luckily for us, mentorship programs, coaching programs, government programs. There's a lot of other government programs that are good out there that can help our children with guidance, support, mentorship, and coaching. All right. And lastly, if not least, Banabesu, my dear parents, is that our major goal. Let's talk about the major goal. The major goal here, this is what we do at Light for Youth Academy, empowering our children for academic and skills through life and career development, coaching and mentoring. Very, very important. Where I don't want to over-explain it, but it's very important that we combine the academic, knowledge and their skills, so that if something goes on, because you cannot predict the future, but we can also, it has been proven in recent, through the economy that we are currently in, through the challenges that we are facing right now, business closing down, government chaos, there's too many problems. So already our children, they give up because they don't see the need for them to get, educated. But we need to make sure that they understand the bigger picture of education, not simply because they have to get a matric certificate, but there's a lot of other stuff that are very important, including getting a symmetric certificate, including getting a degree, including getting academic qualification. But we need to get some skills. We need to identify their strength, their interest, combine the two. And then with that, my parents, I'm certain, and then we give them the support and the tools and the resources. Luckily, we've got technology right now. We've got things such as the power of AI, artificial intelligence. It's easy right now for people to write articles in just a minute, build their website in just a minute. Maybe building a blog, creating content. There's so many opportunities out there that comes with technology, but we need to teach them. Because unfortunately these things are not being taught in school. So that makes it our responsibility. We need to take responsibility and sort of find people who know the stuff and teach them. All right, with that, my dear parent, my dear supportive parent and guardian, I would like to thank you for watching this video up to this point, and remember to subscribe so that you'll be notified every time when I release a video, as well as like and share this video with other parents, because we want the message to reach as many parents as possible. Yes, with that, my dear parents, I hope you got some value on this video. Our key important, our major goal is sort of to help and empower our children academically and give them the skills that they need for them to succeed in their careers, in their journey, as they search for their career path, as well as they search for success. All right, and you know what we say here? We simply say success is wisdom. Success comes from knowledge. Success comes from experience. Success comes from wisdom. So we combine the two, we've got a generation. We have to build the next generation. My dear parents, we need to build the generation that is not going to be vulnerable to things, because already, like I said, we are already worried about the next generation. They are not like us. They are actually fragile sometimes, because this is the reason why sometimes we end up having our children, with the level of stress that they go through, the intensity, the higher the intensity, the bad it becomes, because they can even go to a state of being depressed. All right, with that, my dear parents, I hope you got value. Please do as I asked, share and subscribe to the video so that you know every time when I create a video. Until I see you on another video, cheers.